Lee, Henderson, Stout, Roland, Allison, Lamb, those among the top 10. Green flag is out. Are they starting to fan out 5 or 6 wide? The question is, Dick Yeoman, who was going to get to turn 1 first and who was going to keep it clean? A little bump to the 77 of Oxford, and we've got cars spinning all over the place behind them in the entrance to turn 1.
Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars. They're still wrecking at the exit of turn number 2. We've got a local yellow, and I assume that we may go red because there is a lot of debris all over the racetrack. We see the 44 machine of Austin Allison, who had such a good qualifying effort, was involved. The 03 of Ashton Harrison, the only female driver in the series, is involved as well. And we've got a full course yellow. Todd Lamb is involved in this accident, Mark. A lot of really good drivers with some torn up race cars. We also see the youngster, Robert Noaker, who picked up a win at Mid-Ohio. There is his car. Some heavy right front damage as absolute carnage here in the first couple corners of Portland in the MX-5 Cup.
Just a lot of cars to try to get through a very confined space. Hernan Palermo, one of those guys in his contender week in and week out. As you pointed out, we saw him get out of his car, and he's standing there with hands on hips, and my goodness.
Yeah, there's a look at Ashton Harrison's car as one of the safety crew members going to try to back her onto the racetrack. There is the 44 of Austin Allison.
Well, the wipers work.
Well, that's the least of his concerns at this point.
At least the wipers still work.
Pretty heavy left front damage. As you see, the Wine Society sponsorship on that car, pretty heavily damaged. So, boy, rough start to this event. And Todd Lamb involved as well as that car's parked off of the racetrack. We see here's another car smoking and making her way through. That's car number 69. That is Michael Dinan, who qualified in the top 10. So, boy, Mark, you just hate to see this because, again, this is race number 1, and for these teams now, they've got their work cut out for them to try to get these cars repaired to go racing. And there's Brian Ortiz. Boy, Mark, I don't know. We got a lot of contenders. This is going to be a big curveball thrown to the championship.
Race control, not very specific, Nick. Debris basically all over the place is what they've said.
That's pretty fair.
That's number 1, 2,
fairly
and 3.
accurate.
So, Jake Query, your activity, a little busier than you're used to early on in this event.
And in addition to that, you can definitely smell a lot of burning rubber because there are a lot of tires that are, of course, rubbing against the inside of these Mazda machines. Right now, as a matter of fact, one of the safety crew comes down with a bit of an extinguisher to put out a fire. That's on the front right of Robert Noaker. Also along pit road right now, so far just 4 have come in. Drake Kemper has also come to the attention of his crew. Brian Ortiz, which is very key, also on pit road. So we have everybody basically has the same issue, and that is rubber that was coming off due to just rubbing and vibrating against any damage that might have been taking place on the front right side of their machines. And everybody goes up. As a matter of fact, watching now, Drake Kemper's car goes up. They're going to make a change to that front right. As for Robert Noaker, let's talk about the young man coming off the win at Mid-Ohio. This looks like it's going to be impossible for him to return because the rubber is all entirely off the rim on that front right. There was also a brake fire, and as a matter of fact, Robert Noaker is getting out of that number 13 machine. Mark, we'll take another look at this incident, and I'll, of course, recap everybody that has come along pit road, and we'll try to talk to Robert Noaker here in just a minute as well.
Yep, tow trucks and flatbeds and whatnot. Nick Yeoman, what do we count? Some 6 wide going into turn number 1?
Yeah, it looks like, boy, they got about the first 7 or 8 cars. They were even beating and banging, and then back around Hernan Palermo and Tony, you got a good look at this replay as well. Michael Dinan. Boy, things just funnel up down there to turn 1. They were getting wide on the racetrack, trying to go 3 and 4 wide, and it actually kind of looked like there were 2 or 3 separate incidents.
Yeah, and this is a great look at it right here, and I don't ever want to place blame because, as you guys know, as a commentators, that's not our job. We're not officials. I'm not going to sit here and lecture anybody, but it looks like from my angle that the 20, that lime green car from Slipstream and Hernan Palermo, just kind of hopped the curb way down on the inside, and that threw him back up into the 2 drivers that were to his left. And when you guys know, you hit that curb, tires come up off the ground, it's real hard to turn the car when the front wheels aren't contacting the pavement, and I think that's really what started this. Let's take another look at it. There's a great look at all of them. A little bit of a hip check there into Robert Stout as they got going, but yeah, Palermo and Brian Ortiz just way down on the inside of that turn 1 curbing. That launches them up into the drivers to their left-hand side, and wow, I knew it was going to be physical at the start of this, and Mark, you made the comment about the guys fixing the bodies, nervously watching, and I knew it was going to be rough, but I didn't think it was going to be that rough, as Ashton Harrison gives a salute to the crowd, thanking them for coming out, but I really didn't expect that rough of a start here.
Sparks, Bickers, Roland, Stout, Oxner, the top 5. When we resume racing, let's go back to pit road and Jay Query.
Brian Ortiz is going to join the back of the field. They managed to get the changes made to the 4 machine. He is off. Drake Kemper also, they made substantial changes